So I wanted to talk about something for a second. I wanted to talk about how Jesus associated himself with people who typical Christian church-going folk wouldn't necessarily associate themselves with unless they were going to like some kind of event, or if they were holding like a get-together, like a charity event, something like that. He would hang out with people who were prostitutes, they were adulteresses, I'm sure he hung out with some drug addicts or whatever. He hung out with corrupt politicians. He hung out with murderers. I'm sure people who didn't watch their language. He hung out with people who had real life issues, who had sicknesses and who had illnesses. And he tended not to hang out with people at the temple or at church. He didn't spend all of his time in the temple when he was a boy. He grew up learning and gleaning from rabbis. And as he got older, this is just what I go off of reading the Bible. He hung out with people who you wouldn't necessarily see in a church. So over the past year, I've learned a lot about myself and about who God is in the person of Jesus in my own life, in a very different way, in a very practical way. I've been in and out of a few churches, and I've come to realize that we are the church, really. And even through working just a normal job and being a part of everyday life and hearing and seeing people wanting more substance, a lot of people aren't going to find themselves in a church. They're going to find themselves speaking to people at their jobs or in a restaurant or somewhere that are talking about God. And that's really where they find God, in their normal everyday lives, exactly where they are. Jesus met the woman at the well who was a prostitute, and she was just at the well. She wasn't, in the temple. And he met Zacchaeus in a tree. Zacchaeus came down from the tree, and Jesus went to go have dinner with him. And he didn't meet a lot of people in a temple or in a church. And I say all the time, and a lot of my friends who aren't Christian, they love when I say it, but Jesus loves the prostitutes. He loves the hoes. He loves the adulteresses. He loves the murderers. He loves the most vile people. And I would encourage you, if you do go to a church, it's great, to have a community of people to hang out with and to worship God together with. But the whole point of church is to go out and be the church and to go find the lost and the broken, and not, condescend to them and try to get them to go to your church, but for you to open your arms and welcome them in the way that God opens his arms and welcomes us in. And it's a real tangible experience that people can have with God through you. And that's really what it means to be the light of the world and to be the salt of the earth and all that jazz. So, yup, that's it. I'm going to sign off from San Clemente, the sunshine, and my papa. Love you guys. Bye.